man, we are back with another Pneuma of Now or Never podcast. Oh, goodness gracious. I came up with that last week. It kind of came out of nowhere. Kind of want to know what you think about that. We might have an official change of title here. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But for this episode, rather, we are going to be doing another Pneuma of Now or Never. So a luminal mind just knows to take action and when and how. Actually, I'm going to backtrack on that. We don't always have to know the how. We'll get to that a little bit later, but basically what I'm saying is hello to the audience. I'm recording this on March 6th, 2023. It is Monday evening. I am behind schedule, but it's okay. I wanted the energies to be right this evening. It's just after 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I guess we're about 200 subscribers here as you listen to this on Wednesday. So thank you to all the new subscribers this week. I had a projection that we would probably be right about here this first week of March. So we're basically just marching forward, doing something a little bit different with the microphone tonight, doing another sound experiment, trying to upgrade, trying to keep the audio as quality as possible. So this is the podcast number 5. And in that effort, I also want to just mention here that 5 is a very important number, and we will talk about numbers here a little bit later in this season. Okay, so the 2023 season is off and running. We are now episode 5. I love each and every one of you. This is the Triple Guru from Kansas, your host, Richard Blankenship, okay? But we're not in Kansas anymore, so keep that in mind at all times. And also, when I say I am the Triple Guru from Kansas, I really mean this idea that we take our own lives by the horns. We capture the essence of our own divine energy, our own energetic signature. My triple guru self, your triple guru self. The mind, the body, and the spirit work together. We are me, myself, and I. So just understand when I'm saying that, where I'm coming from. We're having fun here on the Luminal Mind channel. And we will periodically throw in a little reminder here and there. Some of these reminders are going to be repetitive on purpose, okay? So we're going to remind you here that one of the major thought processes that helps me in launching my life forward is this little concept right here. With a big enough lever and a fulcrum on which to place it, we can move the world. The lever is love. The fulcrum is you. All right, so let's just remember that as we move around our day. Now, I do have notes. I think I've probably over-prepared for this episode, but that's okay. All that means is that I'm taking it seriously and I'm having a good time. I'm feeling good about it. I really have been getting some great feedback from everybody, so at any point, you guys are all free to add some comments, chime in. We're going to have some interesting discussions today, and I actually do know what song we're going to play for you. Last week we did Bird Soldiers, Quentin Cash Band, and that was kind of the last song in an era of music for me. And interestingly enough, the song we have today is going to represent the beginning of a different musical era in my life. And it was actually a record that we named Era, E-R-A. It's a band I played with named Catalyst. I want to thank you, all the brothers that were in that. And oh my gosh, what an amazing experience that was. Always looking back on those days with fond memories. Oh, here's another reminder. You know, well, what is it that I'm trying to think here? I had this thought earlier. Let's see if it comes back to me. So this whole idea that there's no crying in baseball, okay? So Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own, There's that major scene. I don't remember the whole details, but I always remember that quote or part of the movie. There's no crying in baseball. And so I've kind of switched that around in my own brain, in a rock and roll stance. Because, a lot of rock and roll bands get together. We spend a lot of time together, intimate time, quality time, just really just amazing stuff going on when you find the right group of musicians and everything's just going right. And so I turned around, there's no crying in baseball, to basically there's no time wasted in rock and roll. So every effort, every song, every drum beat, every guitar chord, every song you've sang, and every tune that you've memorized and studied, and played, I mean, that's some major effort, guys. I mean, that's what I've been through in my life. I've been doing that for 25 years. Did it materialize? Nah, not in the way I necessarily thought, but you know what? I'm having a really good time premiering these songs. Some of them have never been released in the world, or some of them are over 15 years old, and they're still holding up, in my opinion. Now you got to put this music in perspective, I mean, we were on a limited budget and all that, but they came out really, really well. So today's song here is going to be called Rising Sun. And again, it does represent the very, very beginning of an era in my life where music was front, center stage. I was a happy camper. I really was a really, really contented individual trying to make waves in the rock and roll scene. And whether we made it famous or not, whether we hit the arena schedules or not, or the regional tours or not, none of that matters, because there's no time wasted in rock and roll. So I just want to welcome you to episode 5. After this song, we're going to hit the ground running. I can't believe I'm going to bring you this content today. It's a little early, probably a little bit ahead of schedule. But we're going to do it anyway, because I did prepare this just for you, first 200. So thank you for all the 200 subscribers. This is pretty cool. My channel was stuck at 42 for a really, really long time. So it's awesome to have you guys here. We're going to listen to this song, and we'll be right back. Rising Sun. There you have it. The first song that Catalyst ever wrote together, really. And that's what came out. A little bit of a rambunctious ending, but I kind of like it that way. You gotta have that every so often. And yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys and girls. Yeah, the other thing I just wanted to mention real quick before we really do kind of get started with kind of the lesson plan today. It is that I've got one more episode. It's going to be a 5-part volume with that reading. The Astral World, its scenes, dwellers, and phenomena. I've got a little dog here. Let's go ahead and acknowledge the Luminal Mind mascot, Rockwell. He's just a little lovey dog, and he wants some of my attention right now, and I'm behind schedule because he's not really been super calm and chill today. So we're just going to keep on rolling with it. But yeah, the thing I want to mention here, basically what we're going to talk about, I'm going to have to pull up a document real quick, but in the meantime, we're going to introduce a word to the listening audience. Now, this is a word that a friend of mine named Andy introduced to me a really long time ago. So, Andy, wherever you are, if you hear this, I would love to hear from you, buddy. So yeah, we've lost touch. So it's been many, many, many years, but this was a really smart individual, and he did fun things with words. And I also like to do fun things with words. And so this concept has come into my life through this very kind of random person. But we were in a think tank operation together where we were just sharing ideas on a forum, all things physics, mathematics, philosophy, and all that good stuff. So we hit it off, and he was a pretty interesting fellow. And here's the word that he gave me. It's a 2-part word. So it's sapiedelic. Okay, the first part is sapia, and that is, I'll put information on the screen for everybody. The next word is, part of the word is delic. So together, sapiedelic. It does ring of connotations of the psychedelic, kind of. But these 2 parts, okay, so let's look at the etymology of these 2 parts. Sapia means knowledge and wisdom. Delic means to attain and acquire. Okay? So together, sapiedelic means to attain and acquire knowledge and wisdom. And so it's a fun word that absolutely encapsulates what Richard is all about. It's kind of what we do here at the Luminal Mind channel. You know, what we're doing is everything possible within our ability, given a specific time frame, with various projects, goals, attitudes, adjustments. We are seeking to attain and acquire knowledge and wisdom. So this is basically a new discipline. It's just a new way of describing almost a deeper essence of what we do, what I do, and what many of my friends and I do together, is extrapolate information out of interesting data sets, you know, compounding alchemies. Okay, so this is another phrase that I'm going to keep coming back to in a redundant fashion on purpose. Okay, so when I say compounding alchemies, we talked about that last week, but I want to add to it this whole idea of a polymath, or an individual who is autodidactic. Okay, people who really do observe as many different topics and modalities of thought, different hierarchies, different lesson plans, different practices, you know, learn different languages, learn math at a new level, pick up a new just vocabulary, learn a new word every single day, learn a new song every single day, learn something every single day. So another reminder, the luminal mind learns something every day. They decide to learn something every single day. And this is cumulative work. We mentioned that last time. So that's a nice little touch on there. Now I'm going to pause the video and be right back with the reading that I have relating to the word sapiedelic. So as we attain to this sapiedelic society, We are going to attain to and acquire knowledge and wisdom in the process. The best way to do that is by sharing these new ideas, by upgrading the language, and actually studying the etymology of words so that we are really, really crystal clear about what's going on here. So I'll be right back after these momentary and very momentary moments. And we're back. So I just want to remind everybody of not everybody understands what I mean when I say etymology. So etymology is the study of the origin of words and their meaning. Okay, it's very important to really study that if you want to understand how language has developed over time and how the meanings of words also change over time. It's just a fascinating subject, and I was probably in my late 20s, I mean maybe early 30s before I even got a clue on how powerful this is. Etymology is going to be a repeat theme this year. So in this case, we're basically doing an etymological study of the word sapiedelic. And what I put together for everybody is just kind of a review of what we've already talked about, but just a little bit more different. So let's see. So it's a fascinating subject. Etymology is going to help us understand the evolution of language, how it works, and how words take on different meanings over time. Okay, so I've basically covered all that. Basically is a crucial tool for understanding the historical context of words and their meanings. Super just awesome concept. If you can get your brain interested and curious about it, it really is a fun thing to do. So two parts, sapia and then delic. All right, so sapia means knowledge and wisdom. It's derived from the Latin word sapere. I think it might be sapere, which means to be wise. Okay, so this part of the word emphasizes the importance of acquiring knowledge and wisdom in our lives. Delic means to acquire and attain. It's derived from the Latin word delecere, which means to take pleasure in. Okay, this part of the word is going to emphasize the importance of actively seeking knowledge and wisdom. So when we put the two parts together, sapiedelic refers to a new discipline in human endeavor. It's going to represent a toolkit and a process of discovery that instructs the next generation on how to attain and acquire knowledge and wisdom. It's basically a canonical approach to learning and growth, focused on the acquisition of knowledge and wisdom as the key to success and happiness. Sapiedelic can also mean to delight in wisdom. All right, so as a new discipline, it's going to emphasize this active seeking. Okay, this decision to make this a life's pursuit, basically. And it is a reminder, constant reminder that learning is a lifelong journey and we never stop learning, okay? So it's just another way of saying that, a nice little box, a new little word that a nice friend of mine, a wonderful, amazing person, Andy, basically shared with me. And I'm trying to bring that word. It's not even my word. And I'm still trying to bring it forth into the world for everybody else to use and enjoy. Okay, so the next part of this discussion is I'm going to try, okay, this is all one big thought experiment to the audience. I'm going to try to connect this idea of sapiedelic to the Greek concept of the logos. Okay, but I'm not saying that they're the same thing. Okay, so the idea of the logos is this idea of like a rational principle that kind of governs the universe. It's kind of a way of, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm losing it. But let's see. So what I have, the notes here are logos was seen as the source of order and logic and reason in the world. So it's basically believed to be this fundamental principle governing the universe, connecting all things and making sense of the chaos that surrounds them or that surrounds us. So in the context of sapiedelic, the logos can be seen as the guiding principle that helps individuals attain and acquire knowledge and wisdom. So, just as the Logos governs the universe, we're going to say that the Sapiedelic process here is going to govern our individual pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. It's going to provide us a new framework for understanding the world and making sense of all the information that's constantly bombarding us. So again, just to kind of review, Sapiedelic is a discipline that emphasizes the importance of actively seeking knowledge and wisdom. Much like the ancient Greeks, they believed in the importance of seeking the Logos. It provides a roadmap for individuals to follow as they strive to understand the world around them and to continuously grow as individuals. All right, so it's just basically that. I think I've covered most of those notes here. So in a world that's constantly changing and becoming increasingly complex, this new discipline of Sapiedelic is more important than ever. This new discipline of being Sapiedelic, or this attainment towards a Sapiedelic society. I've even thought about putting that word in my book title. I can't remember the exact phrases that I was using here. Okay, I think it was the Lucidic Studies of a Sapiedelic Mind. Okay, yeah, I think that's my working title if I decide to change that. So let's see. It's gonna help individuals make sense of the information that is available to them and help navigate the world and with greater understanding and the underlying principles that govern it. All right, I did make mention of this interesting word, canonical, a moment ago. And really a canonical idea, we're going to talk about that in depth. Not yet. We're not quite ready for that yet. That's going to be something really special. It's probably going to be a 10-parter, maybe even more. It's going to be a major, I've got it ready to go. I just have to figure out how I'm going to deliver the audio-visual component. But back to Sapiedelic, it is kind of a canonical approach where we're going to look for solutions to things that are basically 10 times solutions. And as we get closer in on that conversation, we will absolutely give you examples of where we've identified canonical solutions showing up in the world around us. Okay, just really cool things that we can actually demonstrate, that we can actually talk about and point towards. So let's see here. I'm just looking at this conclusion that I kind of put together. So I'm trying to say, this is me saying that the Logos, as understood by the Greeks, and this discipline of being Sapiedelic, they're closely connected. They're going to emphasize the importance of seeking knowledge and wisdom, providing a framework for individuals to make sense of the world. Okay, I think people will need that. And so we're going to continue to build this frame for everybody. This is just my first time to actually mention it kind of officially. I did think I was probably going to hold back on that for a while, and I do have much, much more to talk about in this regard. But, I'm not trying to do anything here flippantly, frivolously, or foolishly. So there is just going to be a slow roll on a couple of these concepts. This is the first time we're mentioning it. I think we covered it really, really well here. The other thing I just want to make sure everybody remembers here, we're going to talk about eldering early. I just want to keep that on my own itinerary here. I've got a dog that's making all kinds of weird noises. He's not going to really cooperate much longer for me here. But I also want to remind everybody that we're going to reveal some secrets on this channel, and we're going to do that slowly. And, the reason for that is I have to get my ducks in a row before some of the future presentations. But I really am power packing. Probably April is going to be kind of a really interesting month for what I'm going to try to do here. So we are just rolling on our 5th episode here. We're going to probably wrap it up. I'm going to mention also I've got a couple of documentary things that I'm going to put on a Vimeo channel. Now that's going to be like actually paid for content. So I'm going to talk about that content here because we're doing YouTube for free. Okay, we're releasing secrets for free. We're not keeping secrets. If anything, I'm trying to be this guy that's standing up against the grain of common knowledge. We are bringing the tetraionics to the masses. We are bringing a new level of Tesla tech understanding, and it's going to take a group effort. Okay, I'm just a spokesman for this new information. I'm just kind of a science journalist in my own mind, a researcher who's just absolutely been transformed by some of these new ideas. And we have to also remember on this channel, the mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimensions. Okay, and I'm going to probably wrap it up right there. That's really all I need to say today. I think we've introduced the concepts. We had an amazing song. I really do hope you enjoyed that. And here we are. I'm pretty sure we're at 200 subscribers on the march to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think we're on projections as long as I can keep up my momentum and as long as everybody out there will be willing to share a video with their friends every now and then. I think we're going to be just fine. So let's see here. One more reminder. A lot of reminders this episode. I like it. Let's see. So be reminded. If people can hate for no reason, you can love for no reason. Okay, so thank you for being here on episode 5. This is March 6th, 2023. We are timestamping this at 10:47 p.m. A little bit behind schedule, but thank you so much for being here. I love each and every one of you. We'll leave you with one thought, and one thought alone. Deep peace in the pneuma of now or never.